into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good morning. I was going to say good morning. I'm so used to mornings. It's actually 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Specifically 10 past 4. Yeah. If you didn't see my sweet earlier, essentially I was supposed to be going to get some Krispy Kreme donuts, but where I live, the traffic is ridiculous. So I thought, stuff it. I'm going to turn my car around. So I had some chips and vegetables, but vegetables take so long to eat that I was like thinking, oh, a minute, I was supposed to be on air officially at 3:30. 40 minutes later, I'm late. But yeah, good afternoon, everybody. And this is a bit of a self-indulgent one from an Elite FPL community point of view. I'm not really going to be delving too much into the chat while I'm covering the all-important winners of the various tournaments that were set up by either myself and Jason or, for argument's sake, the likes of Gabriel Derop, Firetog, regarding the Super Cup and head-to-head leagues and whatnot. But I'll just quickly get on with how I ended up. I'm going to be honest with you, I literally have no idea who did what yesterday. I don't even know where I ended up overall rank. I think it was like 1.8 million or some nonsense like that. I really couldn't care less about talking about my own team, but I may as well just quickly go over what happened yesterday. Yesterday was a massive success, regarding a stream. Absolutely loved it. Thanks to Captain Gaming, Llama returning, which was good, top form. I sent him a message afterwards saying that was absolutely effing hilarious, you being on, but he was gold yesterday. J&O. We then had various moderators covering the game. So we had Semi-Sweet Potato doing Arsenal, Karma Baby doing Aston Villa. It was, as I go through here, who was doing Leeds? That was J&O. So Leicester was Llama. Liverpool was Dread. And then we had Harbour Boy doing Sheffield United versus Burnley. Infamous doing West Ham versus Sheffield Southampton. And Wolves Man United, of course, was covered by Jason. So, yeah, massive success yesterday. And I ended up, after a minus 24 on 58. There was a moment yesterday, not going to lie, I just wanted to quit the stream. I just wanted to walk off once I heard, funny enough, once I saw the Burnley team news. Once I saw the Burnley team news, I was just thinking to myself, we're going to lose this. In fact, this is what I sent my dad. I said, bloody 4-5-1, the worst formation Dyche plays, we're losing. What happens? We lose. Lose a pathetic 1-0 to Sheffield United. And yeah, pathetic. But I ended on 58 points, minus 24. So whatever that works out to be is the maths. And I'm going to have to put it up on a different screen. But as you can see, up there. Another moment which absolutely enraged me is when Jason said that Traore had come off injured. And I just instantly thought of Vince Chapman, and I was just like, oh, the Steve-O curse continues. Bring in a player and they get injured. And of course, the likes of Man United actually winning with a second string against the Wolves team at home in front of fans. Thought it would have been a send-off for Nuno. Nope, that wasn't the case. No Areola either, so I only had two. I didn't even have two playing goalkeepers, I only had the one. Salah captain, yeah, whatever. Pulisic, by all accounts from Karma Baby, Chelsea were not even in it. Aston Villa, of course, winning 2-1. Leicester doing nothing. If you had Jamie Vardy, congratulations, but way too late for most people. And as I can see here, I ended up at 1.2 million. I ended up as. Right, okay. But I don't really care about me. I care about you guys and what you guys did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up what I've just seen in Discord, actually, what Gabriel Derop has posted. And of course, it disappears for some strange reason. There it is there. Right. So these are the 20... Gabriel Derop, it's the 2020-2021 champions. You're going to have to change that, mate. Oh. Why have you put that there? Oh, have you just copy and pasted it? Alright, okay. Okay, so this is the 2020-2021 champions. So, he's done all this for me. I will bring up their teams up on screen and whatnot, but... Sultan Saeed, well done. I know you're here. I've seen your name, so... Right then. What are we looking at here? So, I need to go on Discord. The Community League was someone won by Simon J. Congratulate whoever you are. I'm not being rude, but as myself, that's the one open to anybody, really. But the big winners for me, in my opinion, are when it comes to the Invitational League and the Super Cup. We discovered yesterday, pretty much throughout the stream, that Paul Lee was going to win it. Eventually it was Sterling, but again, we'll look into that in a minute. It was the Sterling paying off in the end. He had a choice between Mane or Sterling. I was constantly telling him to get Mane. However, once I found out that Sterling looks like he was going to start, I just thought, stuff it, Paulie. You know what? Sterling, last home game of the season. Man City win 5-0. Sterling gets an assist, but Paulie, Peter Scullion had a terrible day yesterday. But yeah, Paulie coming through as the winner, so congratulations to him. We had Buffy, massive, what's the word I'm looking for here? Help me out here. Underdog. When it came to the Super Cup, essentially he was, according to Dredd, he was taking hits every week, but it was more specifically directed because of the teams that he was playing against, the content creators, and he's gone on. Congratulations to Buffy, winning the Super Cup. An incredible achievement. Lino. Actually, talking of the score prediction, did I get in the top 10? Did I make the top 10 of the score prediction? Because I know I did, I nearly swore then, I know I did very well yesterday. As outcome-wise, I know for fact I got 8 out of 10. So I just need to quickly log in. And I'm going to find out where I came. Oh, it'd be a miracle if I got top 10. Please tell me it's updated. Please. It's telling me it hasn't even updated. Come on. Pray for Steve-O. Did he get top 10? Ah! Damn. How did I only get 38 points? Really? Okay, I have no idea how that happened, but damn. Oh. I thought I did well. That's frustrating. Hold on a minute here. I want to look at this. Oh, yeah, Leicester, of course. I forgot about that. So I predicted 2-1 West Ham, ended 3-0. I predicted 2-1 Leicester, ended 4-2. I predicted 2-1 to Arsenal, ended 2-0. Oh, yeah, 1-0 to Burnley, I predicted. It was Sheffield United. I knew I got that wrong. I predicted 1-0 to Man United. It was 2-1 United. 2-1 to City. A lot of 2-1s here. Ended 5. Oh, right. I thought I put 1-0. Damn. I thought I put 1-0 to Newcastle. I actually put it as 1-1. Damn it. 3-0 to Leeds. I predicted it ended 3-1. 3-1 to Liverpool. 2-0. And then 2-1 to Chelsea. Ended 2-1 to obviously Aston Villa. Overall rank 11th. Again, I missed a game week on this. Here we go. Here's the excuses. But it's an actual fact. It's not even an excuse. So if I was to add an average of, say, 25 points, I'd have ended up on... flaming now. I would have ended up on 1 point probably behind New Zealand, behind Ray Joyce, if we're going by basic averages. But even if we were to up the average just by 30 points, which to be fair is probably the average score that most people get, 30, 35, I'd have ended up 10th. Damn it. So top 10 in that. Lino, I mean, he's a professional, for crying out loud. So anybody that attempts to try and beat Lino, like Bilal, Maestro coming out from nowhere. Poor C. There was always this battle for second spot. So Maestro coming second, beating Bilal by 3 points. And then Paul C beaten by Bilal by 3 points. Maestro by 6 points. Very close. Rodrigo storming there, coming in 5th. 1 point off top 4, off 4th. 4 points off 3rd. And Christ almighty, getting 13, 42 and 7 points off 2nd. Rodrigo, you had a stunner final day of the season. Venky's out. This is when it was like all a bit close as well. 13, 10. Firetog slipping away. Ended up in 8th. Still a very, very good score there of 8th. Ake, 12.90 in 7th. Royston Varzi in 9th. And then Ray Joyce in 10th. And then me 11th. There. But, so going back to this here, we've then got, in the Elimination League, someone called Michael. Again, evidently they used the Discord because Gabriel De Rops tagged them in this. I apologise. I don't know who you are, but congratulations to you winning the Elimination League. Head-to-head league for the mods. Paul Lee, of course. Head-to-head league. The first one, I don't quite understand what that means, but Anurag, congratulations. Head-to-head League 2, I don't know what specifically this is directed at, but or referring to, but Oscar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Doubles League, nice to see Sultan Saeed and someone called J-Rock. Apologies, I don't know who you are. If you want to let me know in the chat, the chat that I'm not really reading. But yeah, make yourself known who you are. Fantrax, Division 1, Gabriel De Rop. And then Elite Fantrax Division 2, we've got someone called Nelly. So congratulations to all these individuals here. Absolutely fantastic. And then next year, obviously, we go again. Oh, there is Maestro. There he is. Maestro's there. Congratulations, mate. Coming second in the score predictor. Very, very good. Very good. So yeah, yesterday was really, really fascinating regarding the Invitational League. So, to be honest, like I said, Paul Lee had nailed it, essentially. He was, so you can see it up on screen here, how close it ended up being. So, if I put it up on my screen here, and Paul Lee, from out of nowhere, I don't know when it started, but certainly about 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 weeks ago now, Paul Lee is just out of nowhere climbed the table. Ended up 16 points clear of Peter Scullion in the end. Oh, right, okay. That's awesome. Awesome. Anybody know that reference? Awesome. And then there's a song afterwards. So he ended on 54, Captain Salah, and 54 points. Brought in Sterling. Essentially just had a fantastic game week. Eventually. The big hitters for him, Kafal, and that's it. Double-digit point-wise, it was Cafal. But the fact that he had Trent, Phillips, Salah coming through, Sterling, Son with that assist, Rafinha clinched it, obviously. Peter, unfortunately, had he got 45 points. But unfortunately now, if you want to look at the screen, people are going to be potentially gutted for Peter. Because, look who's on his bench, first sub. Booner, if you're still here, have a look at that. Ouch. He had Bale as first sub, and look who he played instead. Okay, you could say it all with hindsight now, but there's a rule that I definitely stick by, which is never bench your premium players. And Peter chose to bench Gareth Bale ahead of Saka. He played Saka over Bale. And yeah, even though if he did play Bale, reality is that Paulie still would have won it, but it would have been a lot more closer and a lot more tighter. Paulie would have won it by 4 points instead of 16, if my maths is correct. It doesn't really matter. Some differentials coming in for Peter though, Holding mainly, Harrison. But yeah, that benching of Bale. We then move on to, this is the interesting one now. Oh, he did it. Oh, okay, he did it. So I've just seen that live. Brilliant. So Jason got third. Unless he had an absolute disaster yesterday, which would have been essentially impossible. Jason got third, and pretty much he got 67 points minus 4, so 60, whatever that is, 63. Mane coming through in the end for Jace. Cafal as well. So these double-digit players that really came through. But the big one was who was going to get top 4. That was the biggest one for from our point of view. And it turns out, as I've literally just seen it, it was Nick Treadwell. And I'm glad. I'm glad it was Nick Treadwell. Because no disrespect to FPL Bear, I don't know who he is. But from a selfish point of view, it's nice seeing regular community members actually winning. And Nick's always here. He's occasionally come on the Discord to chat. He's definitely been in the chat. Talking of regulars, I see Stevie Gollards there, Steve Gregson. So we got 69 points. Nick did. And he got into the top 4 by 1 point. 1 point. And Steve Gregson, who's here now, oh my goodness, 96, 97, 99, 99, 4. He's 7 points behind Nick in the end. Nick had a stormer. Had Pepe, Firmino captain, he stuck with Firmino captain, he kept with faith. Kane, Bamford, all coming through for him. Phillips, Cresswell. It's that Pepe though, isn't it? Pepe coming through. Absolute stormer. FPL Bear, you'll see with his team, it's quite a quote-unquote safe team. His differential, I know he ended up 5th, but like I said, it was 1 point in it in the end. And his team, it had, what's his face? A Willock in the side. So Joe Willock was in there. And quite incredibly, misses out by 1 point. 1 point from winning a prize. And yeah, so as you can see, the likes of Joe Willock coming in. Salah captain, he had to do that. Mane, Trent, Bamford, Kane, Rafinha. Very similar score to Peter Scullion, and then we've Steve Gregson's here, infamous, one of our correspondents yesterday. He nearly could have potentially got nicked to top 4. There was lots of people in the running for that top spot, but Steve Gregson there taking a -4. It's pretty standard. Oh, he went for Rafinha captain, did he? Oh, unlucky. At least he got you something. That is the main thing, Stevie. Stevie. So that's his team there. Such a tight end of the game. I did say on various members' videos that if any of these guys wanted to go for it, they had to really stick their neck on the line with a real solid differential. I mean, on the bench, not playing holding, did that really cost him? He played Taylor. I suppose it was either between Taylor and Holding. I mean, we can all say this now with hindsight, but I would have probably suggested playing Holding against Brighton. Like I said, he plays for a premium team, but whatever. Essentially, Burnley versus Sheffield United, Arsenal versus Brighton would have ended up similar results, and in theory they did 1-0 to Sheffield United and 2-0 to Arsenal, so it was just a toss of the coin really. Fabianski, that's a nice differential. Lucky that he played. Rafinha captain, like I said. Firmino, another differential there. So, yeah, Steve there just missing out. The other league I take seriously, obviously, is the Torbjorn Elite one. I have no idea how that ended. No idea how that ended whatsoever. So, I know Jason won it, but that was all down. I felt sorry for Ben Edwards. He captained Bamford, and yeah, that kind of cost it for him. Sai got 4th in the end. Jason battered him in the end. 14 points clear of Ben, and then Terry Roos coming in. What's that? 6, 12 points off second. But Martin knew there of sharpshooters. Not that far offside. 6, 7 points offside despite having a stormer. 75 points. He captained Bamford. Mane in there. Diaz. Leno. Robertson. That's very, very unlucky, Martin. He had Target on the bench, but that's completely understandable. How many points did I end up behind Dan? Literally 100. Fuck me. 104 points behind Dan in the end. Dan, I told you. Coming on air saying, I'm concerned I may not go ahead of you. Get a grip of yourself. I beat Jack Chater though. I wonder how many points hits I took for the whole season. I don't actually know. How many points did I take in the end? 321 maybe? I don't have a clue. I wonder if anybody could beat it. Does it do like a total or anything like that? So, since game week 32, here we go, get the old calculator out. I have taken... This is incredible. This is incredible! Can you believe it? Again, you won't know what that impression is, but doesn't matter. So as you can see here on screen, the last several game weeks, I have taken a total of... Here we go. Where's my calculator? Right, 16 plus 28 plus 8 plus 24. 76 points since game week 32. Plus 4. Look at that there. Game week 25, 26, 27, 888. That's amazing. That's amazing. Can you believe it? Once again, you won't have a clue what that is. Plus 8. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? This is good entertainment. Plus 4. Plus 8, 4, 8, 4, 8. Plus 4, plus 8, plus 4. And that is a grand total of 212 points hit. I actually think 212 point hit is probably the total amount of hits I've taken across the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the last 8 seasons. Last 9 seasons. So this is my 10th season playing this game, and I reckon 212 points equates to the amount of points hits I've taken across those other 9. Can you believe it? 212! I know! There are only 2 people that are going to understand that. I can tell you who it is. It's my manager. Whenever he talks to us about, anything to do with something, some pointless, serious discussion, it's like always ends with like, I know! Can you believe it? That is ludicrous. In fact, I am going to do it. I'm going to do what I always do, which is just essentially. Hi guys. So I'm literally live right now. There are like 20 people watching this stream, and I've just been doing this the whole stream. Can you believe it? 212 points. I know. Christ's sake. Anyway, whatever. So, I just want to just quickly go over yesterday's games and really see if, what we all predicted happened really. So, from a score predicting point of view, like I say, I didn't do too bad yesterday. I actually thought I put new. In fact, I'm almost certain. I can't be bothered to grab it. But I thought you were doing. What's that there? I thought you were doing Louis Walsh. I wonder if I could put that up. No, I can't be. Without going over it, I can't put up copyrighted material, can I? But is that really you, Ricky? Hello, mate. What's this you saying about a fat Louis Walsh? Not Louis Walsh, a fat Ricky Gervais? No, come on, Ricky. So, during streams and everything, I know Llama said that Matt, Booner and Llama's co-host, was banging on about Pepe, getting him in. I know for a fact that I mentioned him a couple of weeks ago, a couple of game weeks. I asked Dan. Dan said, no, well. He essentially said no. But Pepe, last few game weeks, has been doing really well. Gets 2 goals yesterday. But assisters, Chambers, Odegaard, did many people? It's no. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. El Ghazi, some people may have had, but Chilwell, whoever I said to bring in Chilwell, I hope you're going to donate to the channel and say, thank you, Mr. Simpson. What's that off? Well, it's obviously off The Simpsons. Which scene is that? Mr. Simpson, thank you. I can't remember which scene it is, but yeah. I hope that person is watching this now and gone, yeah, I took your advice, Steve, and I brought in Chilwell. So we got a goal yesterday. But and he got a bonus point. Oh, okay. But would anybody really have had El Ghazi and Traore really no target? Well, people like myself had. Funny enough, though, I was genuinely going to do... funny enough, he was going to be potentially one of my transfers out, but I said to myself, what's the point in getting rid of a player that's playing against one of your attackers for another defender that's playing against your attacker? So I just thought, Stevo, come on, mate, think. Newcastle 2-0. Well, to be fair, Willock, scored, 6-7 games in a row, and then Shaw popping up with a goal, but Richie with the assist, nah. But many people would have potentially predicted a score of 1-0. The The history was suggesting a very, very low scoring game. Leeds 3-1, according to JNO, a pointless goal conceded by Leeds, essentially just given away by Phillips. But all the big hitters coming through from Leeds, Bamford, Bamford, Hernandez, Harrison, Rafinha, lots of people that would have had those particular players. The big one being Leicester. Incredibly, Lama was falling off his seat when Vardy was given two penalties. Oh, an own goal went to Schmeichel, didn't it? So Bale with 2 goals. Many people, I would have thought if they had him, would have played him, unlike Peter Scullion. I don't want to rub it in. Kane with an assist, of course. Kane goal and assist. Top goal scorer now, goal and a boot. Son there, many people would have had. Liverpool, disappointing. Salah in the end coming through with a measly stinking assist for many people that were, playing it safe. He came through, but it was Mane from what I saw on Andy's stream yesterday. Lots of people were overjoyed that Mane eventually got something. Well, didn't just get something, he got 2 goals. And he was a massive missed differential for many people. Firmino coming in with an assist. City 5-0. Aguero, 2 goals. De Bruyne, I did say to somebody, they did say, who should I get in out of... Who was it? Someone in De Bruyne. And I went, just get De Bruyne, have some fun with it. And he, of course, pops up with a goal and an assist. And I'm assuming, and he got 2 bonus as well. Jesus with a goal, Foden with another, and then Mahrez, Sterling, Fernandinho with 2 assists. Sheffield United 1-0 thanks to McGoldrick and a Stevens assist. But honestly, there was also an individual that asked about a goalkeeper to replace with their player that wasn't playing. I just said Ramsdale is the best option. Where's that person? Come on. I'm desperate for the attention. Fornells. Once again, mentioned on stream the other day, I said from West Ham's point of view, it'd be great, just depends on who plays. But I did, as I always do, went on whoscored.com and the likelihood of certain players from attack start. And I did mention Fornells could be a great option. But yeah, 2 goals from him, Declan Rice with the other, Bowen, Fornells and Cafal with the assists. So very popular FPL players. And then finally onto this, Wolves 1, Man United 2, Semedo with the goal for Wolves. Fabio Silva, and then it was Mata and Elanga with the goals for Man United, assisted by Dan James and Van de Beek for him there. So, yeah, all go with that. Just want to quickly see the Content Creator League. See how that ended. Well, I'm assuming it's that Stephen, where his face is. I wonder where he ended up in the world. Oh my, 3 digits. Look at that. 180th, I think that says. I think. Incredible. I'm pretty sure I said to Gary Holt when he arranged this, I said, if I get bottom, if I end up bottom in this league, you have to at least acknowledge my existence. And I may have 150th. This guy ended up. Stephen Hogsrud. Andy ended up 2nd. Mark Southerns 3rd. Ben Crellin 4th. Then we had Harry, FPL Tips with a Z, 5th. Josh Landon 6th. Of Always Cheating. FPL Dare 7th. FPL Tips with an S coming 8th. Jeffrey Dance, Neil Rigg of Fantasy Football Scout, Granville, FPL Stag coming in 12th. So yeah, lots of names there. And where did I end up? 56th. So that equates to near enough bottom. I beat Ben Dinnery. And there is Jeff Holt there. So I beat nobody apart from Ben Dinnery that I recognise. Just above me was David Wardale, Harrison Eno, Jeff, the creator, Tom Bradbury, and Rich Davies. Once again, I don't really recognise those individuals, but it doesn't matter for the purposes of this specific stream. My name's Chris Eubank. It's not the greatest impression, is it, Vince? For the are people actually watching this? Oh yeah, here we are. There are people actually watching this. I'll now start interact. Oh, for fuck's sake! Stay there. Junk. Thank you. I will now start interacting with the chat. So hello to everybody that is watching this. FPL Wokey. Steve, where did you finish in the Predictor League? 11th. And did Liner win it? Yeah, Liner, of course. Liner won it. Denver saying, so glad I stuck with City attack. Zimmy, I had a bet on the City game under 4.5 goals. Would have won £300. Joe Lawrence, Salah should have had more. FPL Fozzy, I don't actually... Obviously, I know what you're quoting there, but I don't actually know... What bit is that scene in? Spread the word. You've got to go to Nazareth. There is something I am going to be spreading news about, and Fozzy, I will be tagging you in it. So, I'll let you know what it was. Paulie, think your calculator malfunction. You took 144. Maybe I just added some other things. Who cares? Nearly 200. Who cares? But yeah, there's a an office joke that I'll be talking about myself when I can. I'm going to be announcing it on a members video after this. It's going to be a bit of a self-indulgent one, but what did you think of Fozzy saying about Eurovision song entry? I don't care. Like I don't care about Euros. Maestro's saying you'll have a better season next season. Jason made a very funny point yesterday. It's like, is it funny? well. Well. Oh, a minute. Oh, here he is. Hold on a minute. In fact, Richard, what are you doing here? Richard, what are you doing here? Sahil, I've just played your message. Hello, I've just seen that you're here. Well, you were here. I can't believe it. His family. Christ's sake, that isn't ridiculous. That's what you got to do these days. Have fun. No one has funds anymore. Reminds me of the scene when Gareth was on the calculator. Yeah. Who am I? Sorry, who is this I'm talking to? Well, I don't know. Christ's sake. I watched some extras actually yesterday. And I want to do a reaction to the scene with David Bowie. But there's not many extras clips actually on YouTube. Bizarrely. Maybe that's what I should look into. Uploading extras clips onto YouTube. And it's just... I just think the second series of extras is just the facial expressions that Andy Millman pulls off. And just like... I don't know, it's just like there's loads of moments which I not necessarily relate with. But there's so many moments in extras, specifically series 2, which I do talk to my brother about so much. Like, you know the bit with the homeless bloke? And Andy Millman, he's like, why are we going back this way again? And he walks past the homeless bloke and he's like, yep, that is me. That is me every day. To somebody when I have to walk past them again. Yep. And it's also when he's with David Bowie, and David Bowie just goes, small little fat man. Huh? And it's just the facial expression that Ricky Gervais pulls off as Andy is wonderful. Just so funny. Like, are you really doing this? Like, are you actually doing that? I believe that was all not ab-libbed, but it was certainly a song David Bowie did so. The thing no one reminds me of the music you like. Oh, the I very much... you mean it's heavy metal, I'm assuming? Just put it up there. FPL Fuzz has been watching Idiot Abroad again. I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't actually like it. I think that it's too long-winded. I think that there's too much... I don't know, it's too much cut out. Like, I actually genuinely watched it the other day, like bits and pieces, and I was thinking, right, okay, I'm going to enjoy this for what it is, because I listened to a podcast with the guys who do the XFM podcast show, and they interviewed the guy that produced Idiot Abroad, and he was one of the cameramen as well. And basically, I thought, you know, I'll give it another go, and it just does nothing for me. I was just like, nah. But I'll have to make a bet with you, Stevie. I'll have to make a bet for you next year. If you win, I will put 50 quid in a prize pot for invitation. If I win, I want Elite FPL merch to same value. We can't do anything like that due to, shall we just say, bad experience with individuals. So, as much as we'll have to discuss this closer to the season, next season. Thank God, 3 months off. 3 months off. Thank God. What was your overall final points? I don't know what my final... Well, I can show you. I know that it was 1.2 million. It was... There we are. There we are. There, in front of you. Whatever that says. Whatever that says. Essentially the worst season of my life. As someone I used to work with said, of my life. Terrible, really. But yeah, it's been an absolute shocker of a season for me. Denver saying, bad game week last week, dropped 80,000, gained 110 to be back at 320k. I took a -8. Yeah, next season I've chosen to... Here's that line again. Go with my gut. So if I was to say, like, to myself, you know what? I think that Kevin De Bruyne could be a good shot. I'm just going to do it. The only downside to when you have those gut feelings is that you have to kind of immediately do it and forget about it. But the problem with this game is that it's a case of these players have got so many matches that they're playing, you can't risk injury. So with players like Kevin De Bruyne and whoever, there is a chance that, they're in the Champions League. Oh, great, he's gone and got himself injured. So it's a bit frustrating, but it's certainly things that I'm going to be taking into next season regarding that. I'll be looking at just if I like the idea of the player, I like the idea of the player. I'll certainly be looking at the promoted teams next year. So I don't care who they have. I don't give a stuff if, for argument's sake, if Brentford had all the top 6 teams. In fact, that reminds me, I don't actually know what happened in the real life Premier League. Let's have a look. You lot know. Essentially, what happened yesterday was, once we went off air, I decided to message Llama, and I just said, that was absolutely amazing, you coming on with us. It was great to have you back, blah, 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 blah. And you were absolutely fantastic. And then I turned my phone off completely. Well, not literally, but I just put it away. And I said, right, I'm just going to put on YouTube and just put on something light-hearted. And I saw that obviously Boona was on with FPL Juice. Now, I don't know what their plan was, but I know FPL Juice was on for her. I know they were on for a very long time. In fact, why don't I just bring it up? This is something I can show. And Fozzie, I don't think that Idiot Abroad is... Well, definitely Series 1 is definitely not staged. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Right, FPL Juice. Click on that. videos, and they were on, and I can't scroll down. For God's sake. Why? You have to be so bloody annoying. Basically, if you're looking at this now, I can't scroll down on this specific screen in front of you. So now, I've got to go onto here and check on my thing. That is ridiculous. 7 hours. I'm going to quickly message these guys. Hold on a minute here. I'm just going to deliberately Alright, lads of FPL Juice, essentially I'm just slagging you off on stream, but in all seriousness, I've just seen that you did a 7-hour stream yesterday. I was just saying about the fact that essentially I tuned into you guys when it was at the end of the games and everything, doing some stretches. So, c'est la vie and all that. Well, I'm going to tweet that out. Tweet it out, yeah. Yeah, lads. Tweet out, lads. At FPL Juice. This is what we do, Just give me anything. Lemons? Half a pound of sugar more in a lemon than there is a strawberry, or whatever he says. That's extraordinary. So 7 hours. So I caught I just watched 15 minutes. They were evidently heavily intoxicated, which was great. And 7 hours. Can you believe it? Yeah, incredible. Absolutely incredible. So they did 7 hours. And I caught the end of it because I wanted to see if Boona was still on, which obviously he wasn't. Not really a trick, is it? Knowledge. Is that your party trick, is it? Did I tell you this, Fozzie? I don't know if I told you this or not, and I'm just going to say it now. So I actually did a reaction video, essentially just laughing my head off to that scene, and that was banned. But the David Brent dance, perfectly fine. Not even a problem. And what's even worse is that if my channel ever became monetized, in theory, I could have monetized that and technically got a penny from that. Yeah, the date scene. YouTube's weird what it allows you to to view or not. But yeah, I tuned in. So essentially, my day ended with me watching FPL Juice for about 15 minutes. I think their setup is ridiculous. Like an actual professional studio, which is disgusting. They're very professional. I can see them. Here we go. This is almost like members only content. Wow, members only content talking about other content creators. No, I actually genuinely see them potentially being the next big thing. Brock Lesnar. That's a terrible impression. I can see them next season having a stormer for their channel. Genuinely, no messing about. I think that they could be, they could have an absolute stormer next year. FPL Juice, very professional setup. I like it a lot. Something, in fact, I'm actually seriously thinking it's going to be impossible because I do actually enjoy the content that content creators produce, but there is a small possibility that I may stop listening / watching to content. It's a very, very small chance because this is the reality. I love FPL. I love Planet FPL's content. I love Andy Let's Talk FPL streams. So, and then there are other channels like FPL Dave that I really enjoy listening into. I'll listen into the Surgery guys occasionally. The Black Box, very, very rare, but occasionally. Obviously that FPL Gameweek listening to. But yeah, I'm very, very tempted just to ban myself from listening to anything next year. Just see what happens. But the thing is with that is that I do actually enjoy interacting with these guys in the sense of like just clipping their stuff, putting it up on Twitter or whatever, and just taking it from there really. But because I've been listening into some wrestling podcasts that I'm really, really enjoying. If you are a wrestling historian, this is another clip. So whatchamacallit, what I'm going to do is record this bit. So if you are a wrestling historian, genuinely, and love looking back at like the mid to late 90s WWE, early 2000s, I highly recommend checking out UTT podcast and UTT Rob and Dan Griffin on Twitter. Highly recommend that, legitimately. In fact, what I'll do is I'll bring it up on Twitter now. I'll quickly tag those lads in it. Here we are, Fozzie. Gotta get attention. Gotta get attention. What's that off? Come on. UTT podcast at Dan Griffin. Yeah, I would highly recommend checking out these specific podcasts because they are legitimately fantastic. If you like your basically late 90s, early 2000s wrestling, I'm so happy I've discovered these guys because I can't even spell UTT. Christ, fucking light. Rob. Was it UTT Rob? Here he is. So, I genuinely, and then go to their podcast. This specific podcast here is absolutely gold dust. They do it once a week. And, brilliant. If you like in-depth discussion, talking about the highest and lowest ratings for Raw back in the day, then I highly recommend checking these guys out. And then because of them, they then linked me to checking out various other wrestling podcasts. And like I said, if you want to check any of it out, I would just follow these guys, and then they usually retweet that 90s wrestling podcast, and it's SJP podcast. That's brilliant. That is SJP Wrestling Podcast. Brilliant. Really, really good. Fantastic. Their latest one they've done is, if you're interested, I saw someone just mention Bret Hart, but Royal Rumble 1993. Discussing that. So if you're into, like I said, if you're into wrestling, but the point I'm trying to get at is that because so if I was to show you on my podcast app, so these are the ones that I'm officially subscribed to. If I can just bring it up on screen here. These are the channels I'm officially subscribed to. It's not that many, so don't worry. There we are. So Dan DeFont's Mind Pump, Planet FPL, Secrets, Peep Show Podcast, Rebooking the Territory, which is a wrestling one, 90s Wrestling, The Bill, and then Unbooking, and then Visionary Global Media, which has loads of wrestling podcasts on, but I use it for SJP. And then you got the Werner Blog and Out of Office. And the thing is that these wrestling podcasts are releasing such brilliant content that if you look at my downloads still to listen, I've got, now admittedly I'm going for a back catalogue, but I've got, wait a minute, where would it be here? Right, there we are. I've got all of them to go through already. I just downloaded the Planet FPL season review. I just started listening to this one here. So, yeah, I'm because I'm a massive podcast fan. I kind of like don't really have time for fantasy football, and with the fantasy football stuff, it just kind of like yesterday, I just avoided. Yes, I was on Twitter having a laugh and stuff. Having a laugh. Yes. I was just having a laugh on Twitter, but who was it here? Foz was saying, just cut it down to 1, 2. Rated R saying sometimes it puts you off. Yeah, I agree. I just think that, like I said, I don't really listen to that much, to be honest with you. But the reality is that, yesterday I just wasn't listening to any fantasy football content whatsoever, really. Stevie Goller, to give you an idea, in 1993 I was 15th in line to borrow the video cassette of Royal Rumble at school from the one lad who had Sky. Oh, that's interesting. That's quite funny. Funny? Kind of pithed. Well, here's the punchline. There we are, Mr. Reed. But, yeah, so it's a very difficult choice for me to make. Not listening to fantasy football content, and obviously only listening to this. Sorry, only doing this. It's going to be fascinating next year. Really interesting next year, from my perspective and Jason's perspective with this channel. But yeah, going on that, FPL Juice I think has got a big future ahead of them, just based on their professionalism and their setup. Really, professionalism is, and that is what I want. What is that bit, Fossey? What is that actual bit when he says that? Professionalism is... Oh, it's with Dawn, isn't it? I could come up with something witty about you, but I don't, because I'm a professional. And a professionalism is... you get the idea with that. Have we heard from James Bang? The answer is no, but what we can say is that he won the Members League. He won the Members League, that's all I can tell you. James Bang won the Members League. Yeah, extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. He's definitely active. I don't actually have access to it, but... half an hour ago, Steve, you said you were going to go over the Premier League. Yeah. Right, so Man City win it, 86 points. The Man United 74, Liverpool 69, Chelsea 67, Leicester 66, West Ham 65, Tottenham in 7th on 62. Arsenal just behind them, 61. And then the bottom of the table, well, we were 11 points. Nice. 11 points clear of Fulham in 18th. I mean, you look at that and you go, Christ, we were 17th. I mean, our last 6 fixtures, 1 loss, 1 loss. 1-0 to Sheffield United. Just load up. 3-0 to Liverpool. 4-0 to Leeds. You can see where the problems are. Can't score. We beat... here's the irony. We then beat Fulham 2-0, but they're our rivals. We lose to West Ham 2-1, and then we beat Wolves 4-0. Yeah, next season's going to be awful, because obviously... I think next season... We've got the likes of Norwich and Watford, which I think are going to learn a lot from the Premier League last time round. I think their experience is going to help them out a lot, and I think that they're going to do okay because they've kept the majority of their teams, haven't they? So if I was to look on here at the Championship and look at I'm pretty sure that I'll be coming out with names that most people remember from their time in the Premier League. Oh, just load up the Championship. Is it that fucking difficult? why aren't you loading up the league? Just want the table. What? I've just gone on the website that I use. Jesus Christ. Why are you making things complicated? Oh my God. Who is in the final? It's Brentford and Swansea. Brentford and Swansea? Oh wow. Okay. If I was to look at like the likes of Norwich as an example, once I can friggin' load up their team. My brother was going absolutely mental on the phone to me about all he wanted to do was something so basic and it just wouldn't work. It's like now. Right, Norwich's team of the season or appearances. Right, so this is their team. Well, all these names I remember from their season 2 seasons ago. Tim Krul in goal. Max Aarons. Grant Hanley. Ben Gibson. Sorensen. And then you've got Oliver Skip, McLean, Buendia, Rancic, Cantwell, Pookie. Well, I'm telling you now, Buendia is going to be a great option next year. Cantwell, Pookie. And then you look at Watford. Once again, I'm not going to proclaim to... In fact, when were Watford? It was the same as... exactly the same, wasn't it? As Norwich. They went down the same year. So Watford, they're... most commonly used team. So do I recognise most of them? No is the answer, but Firmino, Tom Cleverley, Will Hughes, Sarr, there are a few names that I recognise. And listening into... See, this is the thing with some content though, which is key with Planet FPL, for example, is that they will have their experts on, and it's very interesting to listen to Stephen Toomey about Watford. Very interesting, and one of their players, it must be this Serato, could be gold dust next year, but certainly next season, the opening few fixtures, I think I'm gonna load up on the key players from these teams, because it happens every year. The first 10 fixtures, the teams that were promoted do really, really well. The opening 10 fixtures, so I'm gonna be certainly looking at that next year. Ben Gibson was the Burnley player, yeah. Burnley need to go down with that senior citizen team, letting Sheffield United beat him. Yeah, but I knew they would beat us because we didn't play our normal team. If we'd have just been playing a 4-4-2, we'd have been fine. Sarr is best from Watford. Yeah. Depressing season, 41,000 overall rank, but had an overall rank of 18k. Game week 2, you think that's bad? I know somebody, in fact, my mate, he was where was he in the whole world? 16th. Here he is. So if you look here, he was at the start of the season. There we are there. Where did he end up? So if you look at size history here, as you can see, absolutely disgusting, and he just blew it. He blew his chance of winning. He was doing really well, and for whatever reason, he just let Jason get to his head. Jason beat him on the mind games, and Sai just lost his cool and went from going to be having an amazing season to shocking, basically. His highest rank was 1,411th, and that was in game week 16. And he ended up on 120,000th. Since game week 30, so the last 8 game weeks, he's had 2 green arrows. He blew it. He blew it. And he knows it. And Sai's a very good player. In fact, I'd say he's an excellent player. If you look at his rank history. But that's what happens. That's what happens. This is fantasy football at the end of the day. Not everything goes the right way. But whatever. Cheers, Fozzie. What does Andy always say? Cheers, Fozzie. Brian went from, it was 3k to 41k. Okay. Yeah. No, good. That's what I've never had a good start to a year. Never, ever, ever have I started off well. Never have I started off well. It's always been an absolute sham. But yeah. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna call it an evening. I think there's nothing much for me to talk about, to be honest with you. There are quite a lot of people watching. Thank you. I mean, there's not many people talking in the chat. There's lots of people watching, but there's no one talking in the chat. It's a bit weird. So, but yeah. All I can say is that I'm just looking forward to the rest. Just a break. I don't need to stream for a while. There will be I will be doing members videos. I think they will be quite self-indulgent. We will be getting in contact. Well, Jason more specific, will be getting in contact with the winners of the various leagues. So make sure you're stay tuned or looking out for notifications or whatever regarding your prizes. So the likes of Peter Scullion, Nick Treadwell, Paulie, make sure that you look out for Jason / Elite FPL messages, and then obviously through whatchamacallit, I've completely forgotten it. Discord, bloody hell. Discord as well will be will be notifying you whoever won something. So yeah, absolutely. Andy left Scout today. Did he? Huh? Did he? That true? Well, I trust your thought there. Okay. I haven't been on Twitter today. Well, not to look through, so to speak, apart from literally this. Oh, he's gone up to 101,000. Oh, just scroll down. Christ's sake. Oh, what am I doing? So this is a statement from Andy. Right, this is literally news to me. We're live. Right then. Can't make this shit up, can you? Yesterday's Breakfast Club was the last video for Fantasy Football Scout I left on a free trial. I'm sure we will work together again in the future, but for now it is no longer. They are no longer my employee. I want to say a big thanks. I'll have to think about exactly what I'm doing next, but Let's Talk FPL will definitely still be a massive part of everything I do going forward. And that is all down to every person that has watched lines. Lots of people watching the channel believed in me before I ever did, and now I'm wondering just how far we can take it. It's grown beyond what I ever imagined, agreed, and I just want to keep making small improvements every year. There's other opportunities I'd love to explore and potentially do. Andy, your language. Bloody hell. Explore and potentially new YouTube channels to create and develop outside of the fantasy football world. But to confirm, Let's Talk FPL is going. Other than that, I am. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a funny comment. I was disappointed to see the politics were recently involved in the channel. What politics? The fact that he was just playing a game and everybody hated the fact that he was leaving transfers late and, we need to copy him. Fuck off. No disrespect, but they're absolute losers. Some of my favourite. It's funny. The irony. Fozzie has now left when I'm talking about a stream that he's the moderator for. But I find it absolutely disgusting that people go mad at the fact that Andy leaves his transfers late, and it's like, who are you? Steve Merchant says, who are you? You Bruce Forsyth or something? I'd love to bring that scene up, but I can't. Yeah, utter losers that have the audacity to have a frigging go at Andy because he's just live streaming what he's doing, and then, what's he doing? What's he doing? And then he does it last second, and then it's like, I could do it myself. It's not his problem. Utter effing losers. And I'm more offended for Andy than I think Andy gets offended. It riles me up that he's got he'll have an average of 3,500 people watching, and there's approximately 200 or 300 people that are literally copying what he does. And then obviously they'll have their own transfers that they make to try and go ahead of him, because Llama was saying that he has a friend of his that's literally copied everything he's done. And I found it so funny when Andy said on their stream, then ban him from the leagues, then ban him. And then there was that hilarious moment when Andy was like, no, you're banned, see you later, get lost. I love it. Absolutely hilarious, because it's true. They were lucky to have held him for this long. Yeah, Todd Galloway, I'm not even going to be watching the Euros, so all I will say is that I'm sure someone in our Discord, there's got to be someone in our Discord that's going to be doing something with the Euros. If it does interest you, then essentially join our Discord. The link is in the description, and I'm sure somebody is going to be doing something with the Euro tournament. But me personally, I have no interest in international football, full stop, which means that I will be doing nothing. However, if, and it's a massive if, a virtual FPL gets started again, unlikely, but if it is, then I will absolutely 100% be doing something with that, because without going over it again, but there may be some new people here, we were kind of in association with them guys, and we just, unfortunately, we got on the bandwagon too late. So if it was to start up again, we'd definitely be, I definitely want to do that again. Brian, if you want a punt, Steve-O, Portugal to win outright, listen to Brian, everybody. Brian's saying basically put a quid on Portugal to win the Euros. I can't comment. The only player that I know for Portugal is, you guessed it, Ronaldo, and for all I know, he's not even going to be playing for thingy. I don't even know who's even in the England team. That's how much I give a. Ask Dan. In fact, we'll get Dan to do a specific stream talking about. I'll just ask the questions, and Dan can talk about Euro, because I honestly cannot comment about the Euros whatsoever. I really couldn't care less about it. But yeah. What was it? I'm waffling on now, so I'm gonna clear off. Once again, just appreciate everybody that's been watching this afternoon, and I would just stay tuned on the Twitter at Elite FPL, because or be part of the Discord, because there are chances that I'll be doing impromptu streams and various other bits and pieces. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a downtime. I know for fact it'll be downtime for Jason, and certainly downtime for me as well. But there may be the odd impromptu stream, very, very unlikely. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, and yeah, thanks for watching is all I can say. And but definitely members videos, no matter what, members videos will be coming. So if you are a member, then there will be members videos. They will be, as I keep saying, quite self-indulgent, but based on feedback and all that malarkey. People enjoy them. So anyway, I'm gone. So see you later. See you later, lad.